Talk about this fight, man. Obviously, another main event, another big fight, another tough guy. What do you think about this matchup?
You know what? It's a great matchup. Jake's very tough in all areas. Wrestling, striking, has knockout power, and I think the fighter that poses that type of danger is just the best type of fighter for me to fight. I think that it brings out the best in me and my style. You know, I need a guy that's going to come forward and fight. You know, that is what's going to bring out the best in my style. You know what I mean? When I have a guy that's trying to hit and move and play the points, and that it makes it a little harder for me. This is the perfect style of fight to where I'm going to make those awesome fights like a Clay Guida fight. You know what I mean? Where the guy came forward and we just scrapped it hard. I believe that's the type of fighter Jake Ellenberger is, and I think it's going to be a great fight.
What's this last year been like for you? I mean, we only got to see you fight once, obviously. What's the time off been like for you? Has it been difficult? Have you been working on things? What's it been like?
As an MMA fighter, you really never get no time off, even when I broke my hand. You know what I mean? Like, I did the full camp for Matt Hughes 2 weeks before the fight. I broke my hand, so that was unfortunate, but I had to accept it with positivity and just, take it in my mind and my heart as it was a blessing in disguise. God has another plan for me, and sure enough, He did have another plan for me. That plan was a big fight with Jake Ellenberger, who I believe is probably one of the top guys in the division. He has more momentum than Koscheck or Hendricks, and I think that a win over him is gonna set me right there in the picture for a shot at the Phenom title.
I'll say a lot of people are looking at this as if Jake wins, is he next? But people aren't really saying that, is Diego next if he wins? Does that frustrate y'all? You feel like maybe there's a lack of respect? Or?
Yeah, you know what? No, it's right, you know what I mean? Because he has 5 wins, and he has some impressive wins, and it all gets factored in, you know what I mean? I have two good fight of the nights, but, you know what I mean? It all gets factored in, and for me to get that title shot, I'm going to have to earn it, and I'm going to have to go in there and beat the guy who everybody's saying is going to get the title shot. I have to go in there and I have to beat him. I've got to beat him convincingly, and that's what I came to do.
Is there any extra pressure on you fighting Jake in his hometown in front of people who are obviously going to be roaring for him when he comes out?
No added pressure, I used to get involved in mind games and, you know what I mean, the fight before the fight and, the mental, psychological aspects of the head game. And when I was younger, I used to think, oh, well, that's part of it. If you could beat a fighter before you even get in the ring, then that's part of it. And, and then I had fights with Koscheck, and I had fights in my career where, you know what I mean, I found out that none of that really matters. Once they lock that door, it's just 2 guys in there, 2 men. The decisions that they made in their training camp, the decisions that they made out in their life, and that's all it is. When they lock the door, it's your training, it's your heart, and what you're fighting for.
There's kind of, he brought it up earlier, there's a clog at the top of the division with guys you fought before and guys you train with Condit holding the belt right now, the interim belt. If he comes in and beats GSP, where do you see yourself in the picture, possibly fighting Condit or a rematch with Koscheck or Fitch?
You know what? I'm just taking it one fight at a time. Right now, I have Ellenberger, who I think is a very tough opponent. You know what I mean? You saw the fight he put up with Carlos. That was 2 weeks notice he took that fight. So that goes to show you what level he's at. And he's steamrolled everybody since then. So, I'm looking at it as I'm fighting the toughest guy in the world division right now. But say, we look to the future a little bit and we say, okay, I do get this win. You know what I mean? I think it puts me in a great place. You know what I mean? If I get a shot at Condit, that would be awesome. You know what I mean? We'll see. You know what I mean? We'll see if GSP is going to be back and be ready. You know what I mean? It's been a questionable thing with this injury, and I'm sure GSP isn't going to go into a fight unless he's 100%.
Tell us a little bit about the transition from the nightmare to the dream. How has that affected your outlook on fighting?
The transition from the nightmare to the dream has not only affected my outlook on fighting, it's also affected my outlook on life 100%. And that's why I changed. You know, the nightmare was something that, you know, I started when I was a young kid, and I was like, I'm gonna be the nightmare. I'm gonna be the nightmare in that cage. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be these guys' nightmare when I step in there. They're gonna have to fight. It's gonna be a nightmare for them. And with the fame and with the money and with the lifestyle, I ended up manifesting the nightmare into my life, and I became my own nightmare. And you know, through some trials and my trials and my tribulations, I went through a lot. From the end of 2009 through the beginning of 2011, I went through a lot, and it's what made me who I am right now. And all in all, through that process, I hit rock bottom. I dedicated my life to Jesus Christ, and it was real this time. And I did it wholeheartedly. I submitted and I surrendered. And, I was sitting there one day and I said, the nightmare got to go. You know, a nightmare is something that's bad, it's evil. You know what I mean? It's something that's scary. It's not good. And I didn't want to associate myself with something like that, and so I cut it. And in the Catman fight, I have been contemplating going with the dream. You know what? I want to change that manifestation from the nightmare. I want to manifest it. I want it to manifest into the dream. I want to manifest it into my dream, becoming a world champion, being a good, positive influence out there for the little kids, and just, you know what I mean, just living by my testimony and going through all my hard times, my rough times, and being able to say, you know what, there is a Cinderella man in MMA, and you know what, you can do it. You can hit rock bottom, bounce back up, bounce higher than you ever were before.
What were those hard times? I mean, you talking outside of your fighting career? Did your personal life more so than?
Yeah, outside of my fighting career, yeah, you know, I hit rock bottom. You know, I got sucked into a lifestyle, and the lifestyle was my lifestyle, my time, my rules, living only by doing what I want to do when I want to do it, and I lived that lifestyle for a long time. And, you know, after my Clay Guida fight, I had became a single bachelor, and it got the best of me, man. I was traveling all over the country, wasting money, blowing it away, you know. And after I lost to you know, smoking a lot of weed, and after I lost to BJ Penn, I drowned in my sorrows even worse. I drowned in my sorrows in alcohol and marijuana, and I got so deeply addicted to the partying, the false reality dream that's sold to America through the entertainment industry, through the hip hop rappers who go out there and say, I wanna F every girl in the world. You know what I mean? I want let's party like a rock star. You know what I mean? It's in the movies, it's in the entertainment industry, and it's not the life. I got sold that when I was young, watching Chuck Liddell rise to the top, and you know, it wasn't no secret, you know, that guy was partying hard, and I thought, well, you know, I could do it too. You know what I mean? And it took me down a bad path, and I want to tell these kids out there that, you know what I mean, that's not a path. That's not a good path to go down. I went down it. I suffered the consequences. You know, I'm only by the grace of Jesus Christ, I'm alive today. I'm saved, and I have another chance. You know what I mean? Now I'm married, and now I'm living a complete, totally different, clean, pure life. And you know, that is what's going on with my life. That's what's been going on with me in the last year where I've been off, and it's just manifesting into my training because I'm a different man. I got a clear mind. You know what I mean? I don't got that marijuana cloud in my head no more. I got a clear mind, a pure heart, a pure body, and I'm thriving right now. And that's why I took the fight with Jake Ellenberger. That's why I asked for the fight with Jake Ellenberger, is because I think that he is a soaring, young, up-and-coming fighter who has an unprecedented amount of confidence in himself. And I think, you know, that I have what it takes with my experience and my wisdom to come in here and give him a little bit of humble pie.